What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that the quality of the live stream is going to come through because we're out at the farm and there's not incredible service out here. I'll be honest, not incredible service, but I wanted to come to you all because it's an amazing day. It's a phenomenal day. I can't believe how nice it is here in Michigan. It is going to be about 52, 54 degrees today. And it is just absolutely amazing. So I wanted to come to all of you to hang out for a little bit, kind of share some of the exciting things that are happening, but also I wanted to give you guys some exciting updates, some stuff to look forward to. And so I just decided I'd come out here to the farm today. Get some fresh air too, get some vitamin D from that sun. Oh, man, feels nice. But I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. A wonderful Christmas. It was quite a nice, relaxing Christmas. I was telling Cindy that it probably was the best Christmas I can recall in a long time, in just terms of how everything flowed and moved. Just very nice. It was really nice. So I hope you guys had a great Christmas. So where do you guys want to start? I want to. Well, you know what? Hold on. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. So we did an update on YouTube. We did an update. Let's see. What is this? What are you? A Summers Rambo Semi. I gotta find you. Lost a tag. Luckily we've got a map for all of these. Constant. Always something. So I just gotta see. I don't know. So it's a Stark tree. It's a Stark rose tree. And I don't know where. Oh, I see the one. Okay, we'll flip you guys around here. Oh my goodness. Well, there we go. Hold on. Front camera. Back camera. There we go. Okay. I see. See, it's just a stick. So it just rode up the stem there, then flew off. I knew you had me close because you were a Stark rose tree. Summer Rambo. Awesome. Okay. So you guys are looking at the farm right now. I'm just gonna flip you all back around here. Okay, so so anyways, here we go. Okay, it's really happening. Sorry about that. I just wanted to fix that before I got caught up with my day. So where do you guys want to start? We can start at the beginning. We'll kind of walk the property. What are you doing for deer? Amy, we're doing, we have a fence. I'll show you the fence first. You guys want to see the fence first? It's probably the most boring part of the whole property. But, well, the most boring part is probably the mud, honestly. That can't wait to get some grass growing. Got all the fresh earthwork. They had all the earthwork done. And then when everything melted, and we got to do some water management. So, quick pause here for a second. We're going to take, when everything melts, we can always see where there's like low spots and puddles. So we're going to take some dirt from over there. We're going to move some dirt to these low spots to really just direct water towards the road. But then here, we're going to run some tiling. We're going to run a piece of PVC pipe under here. And we're going to get all this stuff moving out towards, because it's kind of it's a low basin. So you can see, I'm not sure how well you can see, but it's actually really beautiful. One of my favorite things about this property, believe it or not, one of my favorite things about this property is the fact that depending on the angle, well, you will see it a little bit from deeper in the property, but you can see the slight elevation change as it goes up. It's really beautiful. But all right, so alrighty, it's almost like spring out there. It really does feel like it, honestly. I mean, I'm in a sweatshirt right now only because it's kind of breezy. If it wasn't so breezy, I'd probably be in a t-shirt, honestly. But all right, so what we got going on here? So the fence is broken down into two different sections. We have an electrical fence on the outside that's powered through this box. Gotta get a piece of rebar to hold this fence up. But this is a battery box, and that charges up our electric fence, which runs on the outside, as you can see. So it runs the entire property, all 14 acres. And then, if the deer jump over that, we have an 8-foot tall. Those are electric wires, but that right there, that is 8.5, 9. I mean, that's all of like 9-ish feet. And obviously, so it comes down. So now here I can kind of reach it a little bit, barely reach it. So that is our deer fence. Essentially, what it does is it creates a kind of a psychological barrier where they don't think they can jump over it, but then also they have a hard time getting over the electric fence. So it's pretty much deer proof, unless they come bounding through and just bust through it. Nothing's happening. So that's the fence. We're in the orchard right now. I'll walk you through. Is the wind coming up on the camera at all, on the mic? Just let me know. Let me know if it is. But hopefully the sound's coming through okay. So I wanted to talk about the trees here. A lot of you have been asking when we're going to start putting name tags on the trees, and that's going to happen really soon. Obviously, we got really lucky today. It's like 54 degrees, but that's not always the case. And what we want to do is we want to wait for things to kind of melt in the spring. We want to get the rest of the trees planted. We have in March, we have 120 trees to finish off the orchard coming in mid-March. And so we're going to spend time over the next week or so making the name tags for everyone that adopted a tree. We're going to make all those name tags up in the next depending on how long it takes. We have 450 tags to make. And so we're going to spend probably the better part of, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks making those tags. And then at that point, we're going to start to tag the trees. A bit of wind, but I can still hear you good. Awesome. I appreciate that. How long till apple cobbler? We'll probably have peach cobbler before we have apple cobbler, to be honest. Some of these trees are quite mature. They're about a 1/2-inch caliper. The caliper is the thickness of the trunk. So that's about a 1/2-inch caliper there. And then we have some that are much smaller. Some, like the ones that are about a 1/2-inch, they're probably going to fruit in the next year to 2 years. Then we have some smaller trees, which they probably won't fruit for 3 to 5 years. And we know that. I mean, that's kind of just the nature of what we're doing. But Joni asks, Luke, do you water trees when they're dormant? Absolutely. That's why we have that there. That's a water tank. It's got a water tank, and when it was full, it held about 500 gallons of water. And we would come out here and water this part of the orchard here, and then we have another tank over there to water that part of the orchard. And it just looks beautiful. I mean, it looks incredible, doesn't it? It's one of my favorite things to come over apologize. It is very windy. Maybe we'll go inside the greenhouse, which they completed that. And so from here, you can kind of see that slight incline up. Just so pretty. All this is going to be apple trees and pear trees. All of this is going to be as well. James Powlick, yeah, it was probably a hawk. There's been a hawk circling, which is great. Yeah, sorry about the wind. I apologize. So there's been a hawk circling, and it's actually great because it does free animal control, free pest control. But yes, so you can see here, this is our water setup. Obviously, it's tilting now because we used all the water in this one. We should have used the water in this one first. But either way, we used the water in this one first, so it tilted backwards. But we got 500 gallons of water, and that is used to water all the trees. Yeah, I apologize. The wind is just, we're out in the country. There's no windbreak, and it's just it's pure wind. But we are at least turning away from it now. But we have two mulch piles. Well, 3 technically, but we got big mulch pile there. And another big mulch pile there. We get that stuff for free. We get it for free. We just contact local tree trimming companies, and they just bring mulch. They just bring mulch by the truckload as they're finishing up projects. But we got a greenhouse. Greenhouse is done. It was a really quick and dirty greenhouse, I'll be honest. There's nothing fancy. There's really 0 awards it's going to be winning. It's not, there's nothing crazy special about it, I'll be honest. In fact, we probably could have spent another $1,000 or $2,000 and had something much nicer. But, I mean, it's like one of those things, you know, sadly, money doesn't grow on trees. And I know I've seen some of you that say, man, YouTube must be really good. To be honest, we've been saving up for this for years and years. And we've talked about having a farm for so long. And this was taken out on a loan. Like we didn't just have the money for this. So we have to be really frugal with what we do because money doesn't grow on trees. And YouTube is not the most incredible revenue source, let's be honest, especially when we have 30 staff members. It all kind of gets dispersed, and obviously we rely mostly on seed sales and fertilizer sales. So if you want to support the show, head over to migardener.com and buy yourself some seeds. That's the best way to make all this happen. That's what's paying the bills. Let's be real, not YouTube. So I do YouTube because it's fun. I like to educate people. I like to entertain people. I want to encourage you to grow more food, help you to have more fun in the garden and to experience what a garden can be, not to pay the bills. I do YouTube for those things, not to pay the bills. But now we are in the pear portion of the orchard. These are all pears. Sorry, my nose is running like crazy. Half of our family has a sinus infection, and I just started coming down with it last night, and the wind does not help. But so these are all pears. These are all pears here behind. We've got beautiful, look at this one. Look at this, the Bartlett pear. Check this sucker out. Look at this. We don't typically advise planting trees this large simply because they don't always get the most established. Because they're so mature already that they actually go through a bit of transplant shock. Whereas a smaller caliper tree will actually far outgrow and outperform a larger tree. They just gave us a good deal on them, and I wasn't going to say no to a larger tree. Then we're getting into some more peaches here. These are all peaches. All this row here are all peaches. And these are also part of the preservation orchard. So we're going to have roughly, and we still have more pears coming. We still have, I think, 30 different pear trees coming in the spring. We have, I think another 30 peach trees coming. So we already have, I think, 30, and I think we're getting another 30. But we've got, I mean, these these are going to fruit. These ones are going to fruit next year, which is absolutely crazy. But this one right here, that's a giant Alberta. And then we've got, that's another giant Alberta. We typically stay to around 2 to 3 per variety, just so we have a good selection, but not so many that it's just all one variety. Let's see. Do you grow organically? Yes. Yeah, we do. We do grow organically. We grow 100% organically. It's all we ever grow. Do you have your own hives? So we are going to put hives. We're going to make the loop around, and we'll talk about beehives in a second. So these are all the peach trees here, and they are the Red Haven. So good. One of my favorite peaches. But these are all the peaches here. Now, what about the seed plots? Okay, so I'm glad you asked. I'm trying to be less jerky for the Youper. The Youper said I'm too jerky, so I I apologize for the jerky camera angles. So I'm going to try to walk very stably for you. Zero sides? Yeah, no, we don't have no pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and all of our fertilizer is going to be organic. Trifecta actually is what's going to be fertilizing the farm, which is great. So this portion here, we've got the pears behind us, and then we have the apples way down there. Now the apples are going to come this way quite a bit once we plant, but all this area here, 50-foot by 50-foot blocks, are going to be dedicated to seed plots for seed production, for our seed packets at migardener.com. We're going to have seed plots all throughout here. This is all going to be seed plots, and it's a lot of room for seed plots. It's crazy. I mean, this whole thing, all the way back, are going to be seed plots. And that's not even the only seed plots. We have even more of them. That right there is about 2.5 acres worth of land. It's shocking to me because in the city, when you look at like a city lot, you think, oh, I've got a decent amount of land. But then you come out here and you're like, wait, when we buy this other portion, because eventually we are going to get this other portion here, that'll be our property line. Way back there. Why are you doing balloons? I don't know why there's balloons. Anyways, celebration for the fact that we're going to have more land than I can feasibly walk. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So, nevertheless, it's deceiving because you look at this and you're like, holy cow. You know, they're like, I don't know. I don't know where everything's going to go. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is an immense undertaking. This is a huge project. So over here, this portion right here in between the peaches and the cherries, this whole section right here is all going to be another seed plot. So we have another 50-foot by 50-foot section for about 2 different seed plots. And those seed plots are going to be, I mean, it might be, it could be, tomato, pepper, could be lettuce, could be basil, it could be winter squash, pumpkin, it could be okra, it could be sunflowers. Who knows? We have so many different seed plots. We're going to be doing snapdragons. We're going to be doing zinnia. We're going to be growing sunflowers, nasturtiums. Yeah, lots of flowers, a ton of tomatoes, probably about 100 different varieties of tomatoes for seed. We're going to be doing probably about 70 different varieties of peppers. Winter squash is a little tricky because winter squash, so I guess I can walk all the way back. It's not that big of a deal. It's hard to breathe. I have so much congestion in my face that if I sound a little bit winded, it's because I'm mouth breathing as I'm trying to talk because my nose, see, I'm so congested. I'm just so congested. So I have to mouth breathe and talk and walk at the same time. I'm a little bit winded, but nevertheless. So back there are the cherries, and the cherries are the end of the orchard. Now, everything back here that you see, everything back here, all the way back, are more seed plots. These are our drought-resistant seed plots. Hey, Emily, what a wonderful time to join. Yeah, I'm congested. I'm sorry. I'm out here and I'm trying to get some fresh air. Fresh air is the best medicine you could ever ask for. And so I'm congested, but I have to walk and talk and breathe out of my mouth because I can't out of my nose. But anyways, so we're super happy here. This is I can't complain. How could you possibly complain? So back here is all of our seed plots for arid crops. These crops are not going to get water besides what rains. Now, the soil is beautiful. Check this out. Look at this. That is a sandy loam soil. It actually needs a little bit of cover crop. Because it's almost too sandy, which is why we have our stone fruits back here. The stone fruits are they need to be planted in a sandy loam, well-draining soil. Otherwise, they'll have root rot in a heartbeat. That's why we can't plant them up near the road where it gets kind of some standing water, because they'd be dead super fast. Not to mention diseases like blight, scab, peach canker, just, oh my gosh, gray mold. It would just wreak havoc on the trees. So to make our life easier, we just planted them back this way, and it is going to be incredible. But back here in the corner here, kind of makes a little point. Back here is all going to be our arid crops. So we're going to plant predominantly. So we're going to have sunflowers back here. We're also going to have pumpkins back here. There's going to be pumpkins or winter squash, one of the two. The dilemma. Well, and look at all this. This is all seed plot. All this is seed plot. So we can't necessarily plant it all with pumpkins. But the problem is we have to offer spacing because we need to make sure they're not cross-pollinating. Pumpkins need about 500 feet. Pumpkins will need about 500 feet of spacing in between plants, so they do not cross-pollinate. Obviously, that's 500 feet's a good long ways, but we've got that, and that's going to allow us to grow something like pumpkins and then a winter squash. Like one of the ones we're going to be growing is going to be the Seminole pumpkin. It's a very, very rare, highly prized, nearly endangered squash variety grown by the Seminole Indians down in Florida. So we are going to be growing that somewhere over here. But that is the purpose of these seed plots, is to preserve these very rare and hard to find heirloom varieties that our farmers don't always grow for us. Now, a lot of you ask how we get seed. Well, that's how we get seed, is we partner with farmers all around the country. And when they produce seed for us, they don't always agree to grow the same thing every year. They basically sign up and they say, okay, this year I'd like to grow squash. What squash would you like me to grow? Sometimes they tell us what they're growing and we don't have a choice. Sometimes we trust them and we know that they're going to grow good seed, but we tell them, hey, You tell us what you're growing and we'll buy from you. And sometimes we say, hey, we really could use some fill in the blank. And they're like, yeah, well, you know what? It just didn't do super well for us last year, so we decided not to grow it. I'm like, whoa, dang, that stinks. So this just basically is giving us more security. It's putting less eggs in one basket, if you will, so that we can have more seed security for the seed shop. But this also just gives you an idea. Like, this gives you a perspective. That's the greenhouse. Like, that's the greenhouse. That's so far away. And we've walked. That's the back of the property. It's a huge property. It is massive, and we only own half of it so far. We haven't even bought the other half. So it's like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is absolutely crazy. We've been selling plant starts next year at the shop. In St. Clair, we'll be selling plant starts, but not online. We are not doing chickens yet. I don't know about chickens. I think chickens would be fun. There's just a whole other range of animal husbandry is not something that I am very familiar with. And so basically I've come back to where we are going to have as close to an animal as you can get without it being an animal, really. And that's honeybees. So we're going to have honeybees on this side of the native berm. Now, why do we call it the native berm? Well, it's because we're going to have this berm right here, as you can see, has some white guards. Those are for our pawpaws, which are native to this part of Michigan, believe it or not. We have pawpaw trees, 6 of them. Then on top of that, we have hazelnuts. We have North American hazelnuts, also native to this part of the country. And then over here, we have our heirloom shagbark hickories. One of my favorite, just the most incredibly beautiful, gigantic, absolutely gigantic trees. Absolutely huge. And so this whole part here is kind of our native area. We're going to have honeybees over here, which I know are not native to North America. I get that. They were brought over here. In probably the 16 to 1700s from Europe. They're a European bee, technically, but they provide honey, and we would like to have an additional, not only a pollinator, but an additional revenue stream for the farm. And so it'd be really fun. I think you guys would all probably love to buy some MI Gardener honey. And so we're going to have 10 hives here for honey production from the honeybees. Scott, we did get a persimmon. Yes, we got 4 persimmons. The persimmons are where are the persimmons? The persimmons are not here yet. No, they're not here yet. They're coming in the spring. The persimmons are coming in early March. Those are coming from a different nursery. And we did get 4 heirloom persimmon trees. How many acres total is your farm? So currently it is 14 acres. However, we are going to have an additional 22 acres over there. So if you thought this was huge, stop doing that with the balloons. Goodness gracious. If you thought this was huge, that's going to be massive. Are you going to live on the farm? Nope. We're not going to live on the farm. This is exclusively a preservation orchard project, seed saving project. This is absolutely not going to be our home. As much as I'd love to live here, it is just not so. I don't want to mix. I don't want to mix work and life to the point where, we did that before. We did that before when we had the seed shop below our home in our basement, and that feels like an eternity ago, but that was only that was only 7-8 years ago. And it was just too much pressure to be living right where you work. It's just not something that I didn't find it. I'm someone that I'm not a workaholic, but I have workaholic tendencies. Sorry, the wind is blowing my hair around. I got to get a haircut soon. So I have workaholic tendencies, and because of that, I need to do what I can do to kind of, well, and also it's going to give us a whole lot more space for what we're actually intending for. I hear your seeds are great. Oh my gosh, if you haven't tried our seeds yet, you absolutely should. Absolutely should. Our seeds are hands down the best the money can buy. And we back them with a 2-year satisfaction guarantee. 2 years. Nobody does that. Absolutely nobody does that. A 2-year satisfaction guarantee. Not only that, but you're going to find on average, our packets have about 2 times the amount of seed that they have, on average, 2 times more seed than anyone else. So if there's, so let's say 500 carrot seeds in a pack, our carrot seeds have 1,000 seeds in a pack. And obviously it varies by variety. Not all of our carrot seeds are 1,000. But like the Danvers carrot, on average, from most seed companies, you're going to get 500 seeds per pack. Whereas from us, you're getting 1,000 seeds. From them, you're spending $3 to $4. From us, you're spending $2. So you're not only getting double the amount of seed, but you're also getting basically for half the cost, that's a 4x value right there. If you think about it, you're doubling on one side and doubling on the other. It's 4x a better value. And not only that, we have fresher seed. We have U.S. farmers, U.S. growers. We have regular germination testing, a 2-year satisfaction guarantee. We have a customer service representative you can call if there's any questions whatsoever. And Kirsten is amazing. She'll help you out with anything you need. And not only that, we do free shipping on seed orders of $20 or more, which nobody does that. Nobody does that. So yeah, you guys can vouch. Our germination rates are amazing. They are phenomenal. You are not going to find a better deal for seed anywhere. And when you buy seed, it helps to support our seed saving projects, our heirloom preservation projects. It helps to support not only a team of 30 people, but it helps to support our mission like this. It also helps to produce more content to help encourage people to grow a garden. It helps spread gardening to parts of the world where there is not access to fresh fruits and vegetables. And it gives them the power to take back food security, which is so important to me. That's probably making gardening fun. That's important, because gardening for a long time has kind of been seen as exclusively an old lady's hobby, rose gardening. It's very antiquated. And it's not, you can be any age and grow a garden. I have several people that still message in, and our oldest gardener that I know of is 101. And he grows, I think he's out of Alabama. I'm pretty sure Alabama or Mississippi. And he actually sends in a money order because his son orders seeds for him. So he doesn't know how to use a computer all that well. So his son orders seeds for him, and he's 101 years old. And he wrote us when he sent in his money order, he wrote us a letter, and that's the oldest that I know of. So you can be any age, but I have such a passion to make gardening fun for people, because it's been seen as kind of a boring, just exclusively old person's thing. And I just don't think that's the case. It should be for everybody. Any age can grow a garden. And when you start kids out young, it teaches them that food comes from the earth, not from the grocery store. It teaches them that a tomato is a vegetable, in air quotes, fruit/vegetable, who you're, don't be that person. But it teaches kids that a tomato is a vegetable, not ketchup. Ketchup is not a vegetable, right? And there's just so many, French fries are not a vegetable. It's vegetable adjacent. It's a fried vegetable. It's just, there's just, I like to encourage kids and people of all ages to get back to growing food, But not only that, but it's so empowering to me when I hear people say, Luke, your seeds are so affordable. Particularly, okay, so I'll give you one example. There's a single mother of 3, which is, you're a superhero of all superheroes. Single mother of 3, and she is in Warsaw, Indiana. And for those of you that don't know, Warsaw, Indiana is it's not the worst place in the world, but it's not a stellar place by most standards. There's good parts to Warsaw, absolutely, but there's not amazing parts everywhere. And I think that's the case with a lot of places. But across the board, you have like Gary, Indiana, Warsaw, Indiana, a lot of the old steel manufacturing, coal mining, automotive, like kind of the iron lung of America, as they call it. Those industries have really left. And when a lot of those industries left, like the steel industries were a big one, it left in its path an area of high crime, high poverty, low education, and a nearly impossible access to high quality fruits and vegetables. And when she wrote in, she said, Luke, your seeds have allowed me, as a single mother of 3, to grow more food than my family consumes in a year. It allowed me to set up a produce stand outside my house, and she gives away free produce from her garden. Free, doesn't ask for money. She takes donations. She has a donation tin, but she gives away free produce after feeding her family from her garden in Warsaw, Indiana. And it is stories like that that just resonate with me so deeply about what our mission is. That, and it's just so phenomenal to hear people that are taking back food security for not only themselves but their communities, and using MI Gardener seeds as the catalyst to help achieve that. Because when the seeds have high quality, when the seeds have high germination, the price is low, and you have the information source at your fingertips to basically know how to grow anything. Our library has our video library on YouTube is, I mean, no, I think we calculated that it would take 4.5 years nonstop to watch all of our videos. Like, that's almost unfathomable that if you just clicked play, I'm 30 years old. I'd be like almost 35 years old before I finished watching all my videos. Just sitting in front of a screen, just with information pounding me in the brain. Like, it's almost unbelievable how big our video catalog is. And so nevertheless, so we are, like I said, we are encouraging people to grow food. We're encouraging people to take back food security, and I love that. That's what MI Gardener is all about. So now we are approaching, after that little brief intermission, we are approaching the pond. The pond is the big pond. It's not the biggest pond, but it's a big pond. And it is really filling up with water. I'm ecstatic. This is the first time I've seen the pond in about 2 weeks, and this sucker is filling up. In fact, we're probably almost half at this point, half full. Oh man. Oh gosh. It's muddy. Hello. Look at this. Woo wee. That is why we need We need, oh, we need, we need grass badly. We're in the muddy portion, you guys. Look at this. So now we are back to where we're going to have, now is where we're going to have the in-ground garden. So all of this, obviously when it dries out, all of this is going to be an in-ground garden. We want to still have gardens. That's why we are not going to be doing videos very much longer at our home, because what we are doing is we are, maybe the sound quality is better this way. So we are moving everything we do over to one location so that we can produce more quality content easier and have everything all in one place. So a lot of you have wanted us to have an in-ground garden because you grow in-ground, not in raised beds. And I respect that. I love that. So this spot right here is going to be for you. That's going to be roughly about a 2,000 square foot in-ground garden. Then over here, as we're walking, this is the pathway coming in. Everything over here that you see, this is all going to be a raised bed garden. So we're going to have an in-ground garden and a raised bed garden kind of surrounding the pond here. And what that is going to allow us to do is to showcase in-ground and raised bed gardening, because gardening is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and we know that. How high is the water table out here? It's high, but it's not that high. Like right now, sorry, my hands are freezing. I gotta change my hands. I have hand warmers in my pockets. I have hand warmers in my pockets because my hands are freezing. So this right here is sandy soil. And because of that, it's fairly dry. And now if you go further down the property, it gets muddier because everything kind of slopes off that way toward the road. So we are basically done with the, oh, well, you know what, hold on, a couple more things. So inside the greenhouse, we'll walk inside the greenhouse. It's nothing fancy. Like I said, it is truly nothing fancy. This is not something that is like wild and crazy by any means. But there we go. It's nothing fancy. Really not. And I know that it's not going to win any awards. I know that this is a very quick and dirty greenhouse. This was built in 2 days, and this was built from an online kit that we had a gentleman come and put up for us because I just did not have time to do it. And and he told me, he said, Luke, this is probably one of the cheaper greenhouse kits you could buy. Do you want to send it back and get something more? I said, honestly, for right now, no, I don't. I'm not like crazy about it. I'm not madly in love with it, but it's a starting point. So I can't sound ungrateful by any means. I can't sound ungrateful. It's just the kit itself. The kit was $2,500, which is like, in terms of greenhouse kits, that's like legitimately nothing. And it's 20 feet by 50 feet. It's 1,000 square feet. So the greenhouse kit itself was $2,500, and that included shipping. And that's crazy. And then him and his team, they charged me $1,000 to put it up. So all in all, we were in this greenhouse for like $4,000, which is, and that included the foundation, the gravel, the sand, everything. So And it is anchored in. The posts are down about 3.5 feet in the ground. The greenhouse does the greenhouse have a snow removal function? That's my snow removal function right there. It's really automated. I come out here whenever we have lots of snow and do that. But no, I mean, you can spend, the greenhouse at our shop, that's fully automated. It's got temperature controls. It's double lined. It's got a blower. It's got louvers. It's got automatic side vents. I mean, that was $16,000. But we're at a farm. Like, yes, it costs 4 times more. Absolutely. So, like, yeah, we went really cheap and dirty. Like, when I say I'm not proud of it, but I'm happy with it because it was cheap and we needed something cheap to start seedlings. Really, it doesn't have to win any awards. And everything costs more. But, like, we still have to get a door handle for here. We haven't got a door handle, but this is just a screw holding the door in place so it doesn't blow open until we get a door handle. And everything is muddy because, like, it looks like we killed the mud monster, and the mud monster was like, was clawing at the door because everything is muddy. Everything is muddy. That's the other thing too. Like, you can't have anything crazy nice because it all just gets covered in mud. Once we actually have some grass growing and grass is covering the whole property and we have cover crops and things are like the mud is controlled, then we can maybe talk about having nice things. But until that, we're just in mud control mode because, like, look at my feet. Look at it's everywhere. Like, I go home and I shower. I'm like, how did mud get into those places where the sun doesn't shine? How does mud go there? Like, how does mud end up everywhere? So no, I'm not going to have the craziest, nicest greenhouse. All right, into the wind tunnel. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's the greenhouse. Go. So that's the greenhouse. Woo, it's windy. So other than the greenhouse, we have one more project. I'm so sorry. I know it's windy. I apologize. I'm going to turn here really soon. I got to walk. Ooh, pine. Not a good idea. Sappy. That was dumb. Anyways, yeah, got our mulch piles. Free mulch. Endless amounts of it. So the final project is going to be our barn. Now we're going to have a barn here that is 38 by 50. So just shy of 2,000 square feet, 38 by 50. And so it's going to be a good sized barn. Is it going to be the biggest barn in the world? No, but it is. It's an Amish built barn. So the Amish, I don't know how they bring stuff out here. I haven't figured that out yet. But it's an Amish built barn, and they come out here in their horse and buggies, and there's like 12, 14 guys, and they put the barn up. It's like, they're incredible. There's a huge Amish and Mennonite community not too far from here, and they come out and they put the barn up, and it's cheap. It's like so cheap, it's unbelievable. So again, brace you all, because we're talking about dollars here. Like, a lot of this, like, the land is on a loan to the bank. We don't own it yet, free and clear. We own the trees on the land. So there's certain things we took out. We took out a farm loan, and that allowed us to afford things like the tractor. We bought the tractor used. That allowed us to buy the tractor. The farm loan also allowed us to get the pole barn. Now, the pole barn shocked me. Like, literally shocked me. They're going to build the pole barn windows, doors, framing, everything. Just not a concrete. They don't have it on a concrete slab. We have to pay for that extra. And I don't know if there's enough money yet in the budget for that. Buy a lot more seeds, and maybe we'll have a concrete floor. Nevertheless, it doesn't need to have concrete. I'm fine with gravel and sand. It's fine. $17,000 for the barn. That includes labor. Like, I don't even know how they make any money. That's the price they gave me. I didn't I didn't I didn't hold them at ransom to do a barn for $17,000. We're getting almost a 2,000 square foot barn, and like everyone I've talked to is like, that's unheard of. And it's a great price. It's like an unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable, literally unbelievable, and it's built to code. Like, it's all built to code. They come out here, they order all the lumber locally. The lumber is actually sourced right here out of Michigan, and it's like I said, 14 guys come out, 14 Amish guys, boys, men, I don't know, people come out and build this thing, and it's unbelievable. They do it, and they do like barn raisings, and yes, we could convert it to a barn dominium. However, again, we're not going to live out here. We are not going to live out here. That's not the end goal. But I did want to tell you about something kind of fun. So over here, so in between the barn, and I'll do this slowly to not make you motion sick. This is the start of the apple orchard. We have about 2,000 square feet right here. It's all going to be cut flowers. We're going to have a cut flower patch. Cindy really wanted to have a cut flower patch, and so she's going to get her cut flower patch. So that is the tour of the farm. I've got one for everyone that's watching, all 434 of you. We had about 600 people, but it's almost an hour long. So we're going to end here really soon, but I wanted to excite all of you. I wanted to let all of you know about something that's very, very exciting. It's something that a lot of you have asked for. It's something that will be coming this spring. It's something that you will get a chance to pre-order January 6th. January 6th, we'll have it up on the website for pre-order. It's similar to berries. When we have our dormant plant sale, we sell our blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, currants, gooseberries, grapes. We also have asparagus, horseradish. We're going to have seed potatoes. I told you all I was not going to do seed potatoes. I said, there's no way I'm doing seed potatoes. But starting January 6th, we'll have more announcements. We are going to be selling seed potatoes. We're going to have 4 varieties. We're going to have a russet. We're going to have a Pontiac Redskin. We're going to have a Kennebec, and we're going to have a Yukon Gold. The 4 main varieties we grow in our garden all the time, our mainstay varieties that we swear by. We found a grower that grows them organically, grows them right here in Michigan. And we found another grower that grows them out of Maine. And between Maine and Michigan, we think we have enough to supply you potatoes, seed potatoes. And we tested out their quality. We tested out their quality last year. We didn't say anything to anybody because we weren't sure. We weren't sure if we really wanted to do it or not. I said, man, the headache. There's a lot of states. There's maybe 6 or 7 states we cannot ship to. We cannot ship to them. It's illegal for us to ship them. It's the same thing as like currants and gooseberries. We will state the ships we cannot ship to. We will state the states. We'll state the states we cannot ship to. And it'll be on the website, but there's only 6. So I made it out to be a bigger thing in my mind than it actually was. Nevertheless, I am so excited that we were going to have seed potatoes available on migardener.com. And I'm very excited about that because we tried the seeds last year and we tried them at the shop in the raised beds, and you can actually see the yields we got. The quality was phenomenal. They really do a good job. I mean, I say they really do a good job. Like some of our farmers don't do a really good job. We are about as picky as they come. As gardeners ourselves, using our own seed in our gardens, we want to have the best results possible. So we are hyper picky because obviously we want to make sure that we are treating our viewers, our customers, our supporters, and our friends like how we want to be treated, how we want to grow. And so as gardeners, we are very, very, very picky. And let me tell you, the quality was just about the best quality I have ever seen on seed potatoes. And so we contacted them. We said, hey, we're going to need a lot. We're going to need a lot. What do you think you can do? And we're going to have, as MI Gardener tradition, we're going to have the 4 varieties. We're going to sell them in 1 pound bags so that you can try a few different varieties if you want, or you don't have to, 1 pound bag, a 1 pound bag, when you cut them and divide them out, you can get 8 to 10 square feet with about 10 square feet with a pound of potatoes. And 10 square feet can yield you, 30 to 40 pounds of potatoes. Easy. And so we're going to sell them in 1 pound bags. And we're going to do pre-order. We're going to go pre-order from January 6th until probably like March sometime. They're going to ship them to us in March. And we're going to have them then available for sale, not pre-order, available for sale. And the price is going to be, in MI Gardener tradition, better than any other site you can get seed potatoes from. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies, tell your pets. Dogs want to plant potatoes too. They are going to be available on MI Gardener and in small quantities. You don't need a 5 pound bag. And I mean, if you need a 5 pound bag, buy 5 pounds. It's still gonna be the cheapest place anywhere for seed potatoes. And on top of all of that, the pre-order is going to be, they're going to get a 5% discount when you do a pre-order. 5% discount when you do a pre-order. So there's going to be a whole lot of reasons to check out MI Gardener. And like I said, it's going to continue to support what we are doing here, what we are doing abroad, what we are doing online. It's going to help everything when you support the seed shop. So go get yourself some seeds. Go get yourself some fertilizer to fertilize your garden. Go get yourself some MI Gardener merch. We just had a bunch of new merch drop. My favorite hat, by the way. Have so many people stop me in the store and ask me, "Hey, what does that hat mean? I love your hat." Well, it means a whole lot of things. Grow bigger. Grow bigger is not just growing a bigger garden. It's growing into a bigger person. It's growing yourself as an individual, challenging yourself to challenge the boundaries of your mind, to strive for bigger, to strive for better, to be a better person, to leave the world a better place than when you first arrived, to leave the soil a better state than when you first arrived, to treat others the way that you would want to be treated, and to create actual change in the world that is lasting. And that grow bigger is so much more than just growing a garden. It's creating community and realizing that you are so small, but even a small little person or thing can have huge impacts. And that's what Grow Bigger is all about. And that's what the MI Gardener mission is all about as well. And so yeah, I am just super excited to be a part of this. I'm super excited to be here on the farm, have have stuff for you guys to check out and view. And I can't wait to open the farm up in 2 or 3 years for people. I can't wait to have our barn up, and I can't wait to have our apple trees fruiting. It's going to be great. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to leave you all with a few varieties here. I'm going to float you all around. We're going to check out some varieties. I'm going to turn the camera around here. Here we go. So we've got this is the Nedzwickiana. Oh shoot, hold on. It's reversed. 1 second. Hold on. I gotta there we go. Okay. Nedzwickiana. Yes, we do ship seeds to Canada. Absolutely, we do. We do ship seeds to Canada. We do free shipping as well on seed orders of $20 or more. Duchess of Oldenburg. So again, this is gonna be another Duchess. Look at this one. Beautiful. Beautiful branching pattern. Wow, it's gonna be gorgeous. Another Duchess of Oldenburg. This is a Bulmers. And then we got the Granny Smith. Got some standing water, which we got to get rid of. That's gonna get trenched out that way. We're gonna bring in some dirt here and really get this all moving. Got another Granny Smith. And then we got a Snow Sweet apple. Snow Sweet. That's a nice size tree. That's a gorgeous tree. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful one. And then we got a tree down here. I can't reach this one. Well, that's one that we'll figure that one out in the spring. Yeah, we do not have them on the website yet. If you're looking for seed potatoes on MI Gardener, they are not. You cannot. There's no listing made for them yet. So you really want to. You really want to be patient. This is a Madial d'Or apple. Beautiful. Another Madial. Northern Spy. How long does it take to produce apples? Some of these are going to produce next year. Others are going to take about. Hold on 1 second. You're saying it's blurry. My bad. Sorry about that. Red Delicious. Others are going to take about 3 to 5 years. And I'm not going to show you all the trees. That'd be crazy. But we've got some red Macintosh. Some more red Macintosh. This apple here is so cool. I love this one. Look at the skin. This one, so much different. It's very unique. It's got a very red skin to it. Very red bark. Famous snow apple. Another famous snow apple. fox whelp. We had to support this one. This one was really swaying. Oh my goodness, this one was whipping back and forth, and I was worried we'd lose it. So I did have to support this one, but generally none of them are getting support. Another fox whelp. We have 2 of those. And we have ginger gold. We have Geneva early. Where's your store located? Our store is located in St. Clair, Michigan. However, you can go on to migardener.com and shop. migardener.com. That is the best place to shop. And the sun's coming out. Very nice. We're getting into the smaller trees here. I mean, these are twigs, but they are amazing heirloom varieties. Absolutely amazing. I can't reach you. I can't reach the dig. I can't. It's down here. It's so far down. The tree guards are not allowing me to. Yeah, there we go. It's a Harrison apple. Very, very rare heirloom apple. Very rare. Another Harrison. Tiny. But it's okay. They're going to grow. We all start out as seedlings, don't we? A Newtown pippin. This one right here was thought to be extinct for almost 5 years. And they found this growing on a farm. And how they found this was they actually traced back nursery records. They found receipts, and they found the names on the receipt. They're all handwritten. They traced back the property records to see where the person lived that placed that order. And this was back in early 1900s. And then when they went back to the property, they analyzed and they compared historic records, and they found the tree growing on the farm still. Yeah, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Black Oxford. Another great one. Oops, sorry. Whoa. Rubinette. And we'll do a couple more. We'll do like 2 more, and then we're gonna head out. Chestnut apple. Beautiful. Look at that gold. Look at that golden color on that. I mean, that is just absolutely incredible. All this new growth here is like this. Well, it's like a chestnut color. Absolutely incredible. There's another chestnut. I cannot get over that. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. The color of the bark is just, wow. It's so orange. Oh my gosh. Absolutely incredible. Yes, we are taking the wraps off in the spring. The wraps are just to protect the trees in the winter against mice and rabbits. In the spring, the guards are coming off. That's going to allow the trunk to breathe, so it doesn't get moss or mold or rot. All right, we'll do a couple more, and then we're gonna sign off here. Look at this, Tremlets bitter. So cool. I mean, so many of these varieties you guys have never even heard of before. Got another tremulous bitter. This one. Orleans Rene. This is known as the antique apple. The antique New Orleans apple was actually this is actually a warm tolerant apple, and it's known as the New Orleans antique apple or Orleans Rene. That is a French apple. It was brought over, obviously, huge French influence on New Orleans, and that apple was brought up into the Ohio River Valley through through some French settlers, and brought that one with it. And such a cool one, such a really cool one. But it's more warm tolerant variety. Doesn't need as many chill hours. We have a Cortland, my favorite apple of all. I mean, oh my gosh, this whole row is Cortland. Just so you know, we did plant 4 Cortland just because I couldn't help myself. But we're gonna finish off with this row here, and we'll be good. We got Hudson's Golden Gem, another little bitty stick. That's okay though; it'll grow. Redfield, and this can be another Redfield here. And then we get into the Stark trees. We got some Stark trees here. We got some Summer Rambo. These are all Stark bare root. Another Summer Rambo. We got another Grimes Golden. This one is from Stark. So we've got a Grimes Golden back there, and then a Grimes Golden here. We wanted to keep all the Stark together. Another Grimes Golden. We're getting into the mud. Yuck. Look at this one. Sheep's nose. Sheep's nose, or otherwise known as black gilliflower. So freaking cool. Freaking love heirlooms. I love heirlooms. It's an oblong apple. It looks like a sheep's nose. I mean, it's just so fascinating. One of my favorite. This one is a highly requested one. Cox Orange Pippin. This is regarded as probably one of the best apples to ever come out of the Cox farm, the Cox family. COX''S. Cox Orange Pippin. The Cox farm had about 8 varieties that came out of it, and it is world renowned for apple production. It's absolutely incredible. So we got 2 of those. So that is that. So there's a little brief tour of some of the apple varieties we have at the farm, and obviously we are going to sign off here. We do have Honeycrisp. Yes, we do. Yeah, we have Honeycrisp. If you want to reserve your seed potatoes, you have to wait. We'll let you guys know. Like I said, they're going to be available. The listings will probably be made next week, but they won't be available for pre-sale until the 6th of January. We just need some time to get everything prepped, get everything logistically working, so that way we don't have any mistakes. Because it's the first year we're doing it, so I don't want to make any mistakes this year. So please be patient. But yeah, go check out migardener.com. Get yourself some seeds. Oh my gosh. Get yourself outside. Get yourself some fresh air. Oh my goodness. I feel better just being out here. I feel better. I feel reinvigorated. I feel alive. I feel excited to take on a new day. And so I hope you all had an absolutely amazing Christmas, a great break. Hope you guys got some relaxing time. I also hope that you all will get out in your gardens. Oh my gosh, that sun just feels so good. The sun feels so good. So thankful for another day. Thankful for the fact I get to spend some time with you. Spend an hour and a quarter with you. if that's even a thing, an hour and a quarter. I just, it's an honor. It's an honor. It's such a blessing. Love having this farm, and your support has made it happen. So I want to thank you all so much. But yeah, if you have any questions, need anything, make sure to comment, send us a message. We're obviously closed today, but send us a message. We'll get to it. Call in the shop on Monday if you have any questions. And we're super, super excited for everything that we are doing, will do, and everything we don't even know we're going to do yet. I'm excited for all of it. So thank you all so much. And I hope you all have a happy new year as well. Yes, happy new year. Happy new year. It's going to be a great 2025 is going to be the best year ever. 2025, I say that every year, and I'm always right. It always keeps getting better. So anyways, love you all so very much, and we'll catch you all later. So as always, this is Luke from the My Gardener channel, reminding you all to grow bigger. All right. Take care, everyone.